The lunge is primal, denoting action, power, motion. He was staring, and then he lunged at me. It's scary. With the deadlift, he was staring, and then he bent over. That's scary for a whole other kind of reason. Think of you lunging in the middle of this. Now firstly, let's deal with the y-axis. You can vary the distance of your feet apart, and there's really no right or wrong here. As long as you're doing the same thing on the left as on the right, it's all good. All the distances are valid if you know what you're trying to achieve. So cogitate on this. If you've got both feet in line on the x-axis, then it's a squat. The second that you put one foot slightly further forward than the other, it's a type of lunge. Ever been in a foot race before? Ever wanted to win? Look familiar? It's a natural action posture. It's not a passive posture. If you want to practice getting things done in your life, maybe practice the body's position for starting. When your legs are close together, your front leg is doing more work, and you're also maximizing flexion at the front knee. Now, where your knee ends up in relation to your toe is a contentious issue. For now, I'm just going to say that I found knees hurt because of bad biomechanics and/or poor execution, not because of range of movement. If A, your body works correctly, and B, you're doing it correctly, your knee going over your toe puts a dynamic stretch on your soleus calf muscle. And if you suffer with short calf muscles and struggle with dorsiflexion of the foot because of calf flexibility, then this is a great exercise to accentuate and help rectify that. Now, as your legs get further apart, your back leg can now get in the game because it contributes significantly to the workload. This is really important because there are so many exercises out there that work hip and knee flexion, but very few exercises that work hip in hip extension. And this is another crucial point in the comparison between squats and deadlifts. If you start narrow, your feet are shackled to only move more outwards towards sumo. They can't cross the line, but the lunge can, and it allows you to move into monster internal rotation. This means you get a pretty sick workout, like a pumped version of Twister, and you can't do that with the squat. Are you serious? Depth is also easier to set and perform in lunges. You can't go lower than your knee touching the floor, and as long as you're not trying to lunge in midair, you don't need limiters, a depth gauge, buddy, or video evidence admissible in court to know that you got full range of movement. It's also easier and common to work rotational and lateral planes of movement with the lunges than it is with the squats and the deadlifts. You can work your rotational and frontal planes, but it's really uncommon to see it. And as people tend to do what others do, it doesn't get done. At least with lunges, you see people that are doing it hitting all three planes just by putting the weight in one hand. Now, they may not be aware that they're doing it, but they are. You know, with lunge, the weight you need to lift is less, about 25%, than you do for your squats for the same or greater effect. And you can reduce it even further by just upping the reps and still keep it in balance with your squat. That means a lot less spinal loading for the same or greater gains. Now, if you struggle with short hip flexors that may be giving you back pain or cause you to struggle to hit depth in squat, the lunge will lengthen out the quad part of your hip flexor. And that's firstly going to assist you getting deeper in the squat, but you know what? It might also help your back pain. For the back pain people though, as important is to neutralize your pelvis. Now the Bruce Lee bonus there is you're going to get a terrific lower ab workout, which is always nice when you want to fit in them jeans. They're also the perfect antidote to the working day that involves sitting, followed by sitting, some more sitting, a bit of sitting, then some sitting, and finally, if you haven't already, some sitting. Are you sitting right now? See what I mean?
Mental doggy bag time.
Lunges work you front to back, left to right, and that's before you even start embellishing with twists, giving you a massive amount of versatility on leg day. So really, you need to let bygones be bygones and you go get your lunge on, you and your mama. Now seriously, it's great for mums as well. Any comments, leave them below, check out my other videos, tell all your friends about me, and if you dig my vibe, then please subscribe.